Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win for the Winter Sun Tournament, a full 9 of the Cajon Resorts here in Golf Clash the game. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also visit golfclashtommy.com for more free content about Golf Clash. Last but not least, get the ultimate tournament or tour guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, the elevation adjustment, and also what ball and club type I do suggest you to play with. Have in mind that if you have any questions, make sure you do a comment in the comment section below, or you send in an email to support@golfclashtommy.com. Once again, thank you for watching, and let's go to hole 1. For hole number 1, we're gonna use the driver that gives us the most topspin, and in my case that is going to be the Thor's Hammer level 7. We're looking to get to a drive yardage that is 355 to 365 yards, and you are able to reach to that even if you have as low as 6 bars of topspin, but it is preferred to use the driver with the most topspin, and therefore the Thor's Hammer level 7. Max topspin, 1 bar side spin to the right, aim for the ball guideline to be straight down the fairway. Then we are going to apply half a ball of curl to the right, unfortunately a great left, which is going to complicate the second shot adjustment a little bit more. We get this ball up to 366 yards, for my taste a little bit too much, but we should be able to work with it. My estimation here though is that I'm from 366 should be adjusting 62% slider based on a perfect ball. A great left will take ourselves further away from the pin, which in this case would make sense for us to adjust 66% slider. Unfortunately, looking at my adjustment now afterwards, I adjust 60% slider, which is going to make an under adjustment, which in that case make then sense that I do miss on the left side of the pin. Using max side spin to the right, 1 to 1.5 bar backspin, whatever makes the ball guideline to go just through the hole. So if you just apply 62% slider based on a perfect drive, 66% slider based on a great left, and you're gonna have to play for a 58% slider with a great right, then you should be very close to the end goal. For the more aggressive shot here, I want you to disregard completely the info box on the right hand side and just focus on the shot. This is my opponent's shot that I happen to be playing, and it was very interesting to see. Now he has an Apocalypse level 8, but this shot is definitely going to be manageable with Apocalypse level 7 and level 8. Max top spin, 1.5 bar side spin to the right, and then it's a power slice based on the blue ring to be completely inside the rough on the left. With a 10.3 miles per hour. Max OP, max curl right, and you will notice the ball bouncing very beautifully on the fairway, just dead center, but it comes a little bit too much to the right. So the thing that I would do here is to reduce and go with 1 bar of side spin to the right instead of 1.5 if I would attempt this one instead. I'm not saying that you should be going with this one, but I wanted to display that to you so you see that as some sort of an option for those of you that, you know, feel comfortable more going with a full blast with a high risk of going into the rough or into the sand. So for hole number 2, tough wind here. I would rather love to have some headwind. I'm using 5.5 bars of backspin, and then I will be using the blue ring as a reference here, and the blue ring should be at just the starting point at +2. You can see that the ball guideline is a lot to the left, but the wind is going to make cover that in the end. 8.9 miles per hour is going to be 10.9 rings with max +20 adjustment. You may be wondering, why do I then have max +25 on my adjustment there in the info box? And you will notice why. Great ball left, and now I do expect this ball to miss left, but this ball is actually taking itself to the hole. So to be able to counteract that and get the correct adjustment, we should be playing this one max plus 25. But have in mind though that the wind angle could definitely mess up this shot, as with the wind that we're having, is that if we do have more tailwind than we're having on the video, we will adjust further up, and that's going to have an impact on where the first bounce is going to be. If we have a more direct crosswind, then we will be having a different first bounce based on the elevation difference on the fairway as it slopes all the way down towards the pin. So that's going to have an impact as well. So do not count this one as a secure drop with this type of wind, but it's definitely a good opportunity. For hole number 3, we're going to have a very tough wind, meaning we have almost a dead-on straight headwind here. I'm going to use the driver that gives me the most topspin here, which is the Thor's Hammer level 7. I would rather go with an Apocalypse level 7 over a Thor's Hammer level 7, but I would in that case go with the Thor's Hammer level 7 over a Apoc 6 or below. So, but in the end though, the thing that we're looking for is obviously to get as far down the fairway possible. Those of you having the possibility to play with a power 4 win 3 or a power 5 win 3 ball, do that instead, because that will obviously help you a lot when it comes to this drive. Max overpower, and you can see the ball bounce nicely on the fairway. There is a lot of room for us to play, and we get the ball nicely down the fairway. We cannot really ask for more when playing with a Kingmaker here on hole number 3. 382 yards. From 382, with a perfect ball, I'm going to play medium distance plus 10. But look here now, I'm going to apply spin here, looking for the sticky spot on the green. That is, in my opinion, a very nice funnel. Obviously, we just need to make sure that we're going to catch it. You can see that we are using 3 bars of backspin, a little bit of click of left spin, ball guideline to go approximately 2 green square through the hole just to compensate for the headwind. And then it's time to adjust. If you're not using grid lines, it's recommended to zoom in so you do not have the trees in your way. Or let the tree in your way. I'm doing a 2-pull here. I adjust 7.2 rings, and then I will apply just a tiny click of overpower to compensate for dropping down into the bunker. I will use that as a compensation instead of having to push up anything. Unfortunately, a great left, but looking at how this ball comes in, I do believe a perfect actually would have dropped here, because it has a perfect speed, it has exactly the line that I would expect it to have with a great left. But again, it's all about the drive, trying to find the correct position, and then to obviously hit perfect on the second shot. And with that funnel, you have a very good chance making a drop on hole number 3. So for hole number 4, I will be using a Grizzly and a Wind 4 ball. Why don't I go with a backspin shot here? It's because there is a massive glitch in tailwind if we're trying the backspin shot, and I'm not really fond to go with that type of shot when it is in the qualifying round. Might change my mind going into the weekend round, but I do believe I found a good line here. 1 bar of topspin. We're looking for the tip of the ball guideline to be approximately 4 to 5 green squares short of pin, and to be just on the very left edge of the dark green square row. Here I'm trying a flicker 1159 in terms of pull angle, using maximum distance plus 15 with Grizzly level 9. But you will notice here that this ball is going to take itself just a little bit to the right of the pin. So the thing that I would like us to do here is to actually correct this by using a more heavier 1159. So a more clear 1159 pull angle. I do think we do have the trick here for hole number 4. For hole number 5, I'm going to go against what I did at first go, which was going left side trying to do a rough bump. I've been studying this hole, looking at the wind angle, and I do believe that coming from the right hand side will make us having a possibility for a straight headwind towards the pin. 6 bars of topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right, and we will start with the red ring by the rough line. We apply maximum distance plus 20 in adjustment. Now, when it's time to take our shot, we won't be using any overpower. We will only be using half a ball of curl to the right. Spin, as already explained, 6 bars of topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right. We're starting at plus 12, not complete max, so start at plus 12 with your target. Ball comes down nicely, we are dead center on the fairway, we have room for to go to the left, to the right, and also go further if we want to. Now, this is not a linear hole, so the way that I was trying to approach this one is to go and play an absolute minimum distance of my club all the time. That is at least the plan, and that would make the spin be different from time to time. I will be trying to use a little bit of left spin and also going to use top spin or backspin, whatever makes the ball go through the hole. Here for the adjust, I would recommend you to go with Flickr 1201 in terms of pull angle, if you're going to use any pull angle at all, because you're going to notice that we will miss the pin on the right, and as the green slightly slopes left to right, it would be good to not have the pull angle as I had there on the video. Minimum distance plus 15 is what I'm looking for here as elevation, and I do believe this is a very good chance making an eagle. One extra little tip there is choose the Grizzly as a long iron, or the Saturn for that matter, to make it easier for you to find minimum distance line with your sniper, and therefore maximize the opportunity for an eagle. Hole number 6 really invite us to have a very good opportunity to make an albatross, in my opinion. Max topspin, 1 bar side spin to the left is what I'm going to use. Then the ball guideline position is very important. Ball guideline, center on the fairway, pointing straight down. Adjustment max plus 10, then I will want you to push up 5 yards, meaning that you push up from plus 5 to plus 10. With the Thor's hammer here. Half of the ball, left side of the ball, halfway into the wall, and then in terms of curl, and then we're gonna try to hit perfect. Obviously a bad great left or a great right could be a problem here, and maybe we should have reduced the curl just a little bit, but I rather want to stay on the left side, because if we do get the glitch roll down the fairway, the ball will take a turn right, and that could risk going into the rough on the right if we want to. If we do not get the glitch roll, we will be somewhat close to maximum distance of our club, and then it's all about finding a position in the rough here that's going to be good for you. Ball guideline 2 hole, 1 bar of side spin here, 5 bars of top spin. Could argue about leaving the ball guideline a little bit short, but it is okay. Now, from plus 12 yard mark, okay, I'm playing it 83% slider, no elevation. So, plus 12 yard mark equals 83% slider, no elevation. And the reason I'm using plus yardage here is that it's easier to get ourselves a firm adjustment with that, instead of having to go with the yardage, which could be very tricky based especially on a great left or a great right on the drive. So very good chance making an albatross here. I've dropped this one 3 times now when making this video, which is more than I have probably dropped this one overall, so very pleased with that. Follow the structure based on the plus yardage and you're gonna have a fun time on hole 6. For hole number 7, I'm going to play on the right hand side. This because you can see on the wind angle that we will be having a direct headwind towards the pin, which I do believe is going to be very valuable as this early stage in the tournament. I'm going to start with 3 bars of topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right, and I'm going to look to have a position that's going to be plus 2 yard mark on Apocalypse level 5+. If you're playing with any other driver that is below, let's say you play with Apocalypse level 5, you should be starting a plus 8 yard mark instead. The thing that you are going to do is to max plus 20 with your adjustment, no overpower needed. The only reason you would use overpower is if you have a driver that has less power than 240 yards. Then you apply the overpower amount that you adjust into the overpower section. Getting the drive down nicely, 328. The yardage is not so essential here as we are not playing a linear way to this hole. This hole is somewhat designed to not be able to use the yardage, it feels like. Now, look at my position here. I'm using the inner ring to be just at the top of the rough. 0.8 bars of backspin ball guideline hefty through the hole, but you're gonna notice that we need that because we're gonna drop down to a lower point into the rough, and also the headwind is going to compress the I was about to use a curse word. It's going to compress the ball guideline a lot. I'm using medium distance with a 10% over adjustment for this shot based on the drive that I had to 328. I do feel here that the speed is coming in nicely, but I do think we maybe should have aimed right side of cup, or maybe just added a little bit of side spin to the right. You decide. I do feel that this is something that we could work and tweak to get in the hole in a very nice way for hole number 7. Oh well, the toughest of the par 3s, I'm using the Thor's Hammer or the Rocket here. First max backspin and then ball guideline to be to the hole. It is a bit tricky to find that spot, but I do want you to do that. Once that is done, we should be playing with all but half a bar of backspin. I'm using all but 1 bar of backspin here, but you will notice that we do need a bit more backspin here on this shot. Adjustment's gonna be medium distance plus 45, and have in mind that you do not have to have a Thor's Hammer level 8 to play this shot. Thor's Hammer level 6 plus or the Rocket level 10. And so if you're playing expert, I do expect the majority to have the Rocket level 10 at least. Mid plus 45, as already explained, it bounced too high. And if we would be having a little bit more backspin, we would see that ball having a chance. Reducing 1 bar of backspin from max is a bit too much. Reduce half a bar, I feel we're going to have a good chance. Using a wind ball here is something that I would suggest to do. But this is a very tough par 3 to get any type of consistency on, unfortunately. But we are there and hopefully can get a drop or two. For hole 9, I will be using the tailwind in our favor here, but I'm not going to try to go blast it here. I'm actually going to try to do a semi layup, and I'm going to explain what that means to me in just a bit. First, we go with 3.8 bars of backspin, 4 bars of sides, 3 bars of side spin to the left, and we're going to aim up, as you can see here, with somewhat half a ring gap between the outer white ring to the left and the sand line. Adjust max plus 10, where we will be pushing up to complete max, and then we will be applying overpower and also curl. You can see that we're applying approximately 1.5 ball of curl to the left. The ball will then travel away and bounce on the fairway beautifully, and we get then over to the fairway and stays nicely. As you can see there that we were sure we had some rings difference there by the rough, but I would recommend to have at least 8 miles per hour playing this shot, and that would be a Titan ball if you have a very low wind with a Kingmaker. Second shot we do play with our sniper, but now we will be able to start on a higher position, because I feel that starting further back is most definitely going to give us a speed problem towards the pin. Now we can control the speed a bit more as we are not playing into that glitch that unfortunately is there by the green. 3 bars of backspin leaving the ball guideline approximately 2 green squares short of pin. And here I'm applying an adjustment that is max plus 5 if I'm not mistaken. I would however like this one to be max plus 10 in terms of adjustment here. And that would, in what it looks like, at least based on the result, to be a shot that would be at least closer to getting it to drop. I do believe with this type of wind, again, we're playing a lot this round into the different winds, meaning that we're playing into straight tailwinds and headwinds and such, which I think is very valuable. Even though there isn't that many drops here in this playthrough, it's definitely going to be a lot of stuff that you can just with minor tweaks get to drop based on my explanations for the adjustment. Good chance here on hole 9. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win for the qualifying round of the Winter Sun Tournament. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Make sure you get the Ultimate Tournament guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. If you have any questions, feel free to make a comment or send us an email to support@golfclashtommy.com. Thank you so much and good luck in your Golf Clash game.